The scary part about dating your 30s is that that person could end up being your husband or wife, because we're not dating to fuck around anymore. We're dating to get married, to start a family. People who are trying to date to fuck around, like, I'm not here for it, you're canceled, repel. When you hit your late 20s to your early 30s, dating becomes so different. It actually feels intentional. Everything that you do feels meaningful. As you get older, you have more responsibilities, you have a lack of time, so it has to be meaningful because I don't have time to waste. I'm at a point in my life where I don't want a casual thing, I don't want a situationship. I'm way too grown for that. I just started talking to this guy who lives in LA. I met him in Portugal and I'm like super excited about it, and I never get excited about anyone. But I think it's because he's actually putting in a lot of effort and some intentions, and he's like putting plans down to see me. And believe it or not, I've met a lot of guys who won't do that. I have a weird gut feeling about it. Like, I hope this is the one for me. I will keep you posted. To sum this all up, I promise you dating will get better. I know it feels weird as you get older. It feels like you could be stressed out, but I think when you hit your 30s, you're just a lot more experienced with life. You know what you want, what you don't want, and what you're not gonna put up with. And we're not putting up with situationships because we're way too grown for that.
Okay, let's talk about dating as a 33-year-old single woman in 2025. So some backstory: I was 21 when I met my ex-husband. We got married, had kids right away, blah, blah, blah. Got divorced at 32. So now I'm just like fresh in this scene, right? I'm just another little fishy in the sea. But this shit is confusing. Like, I don't get it. So for example, like, if a man is obsessed with me, thinks I'm wonderful, beautiful, amazing, cool, funny, awesome, wants to do everything for me, he's love bombing me, and he's gonna be a narcissist. Like, okay, but like, it tracks though, you know? I can kind of see why you'd think that. Or like, if he doesn't text back like in a speedy manner, he actually doesn't want to talk to me at all, and if he could, he would. And there's 24 hours in a day. Men are always on their phone, da, da, da. Like, what if he's just busy? Like, could he just be busy? I don't know. I hate it out here. It fucking sucks. This sucks.
What do you have to say for people that are in their 30s and just feeling burnt out by the dating scene, or finding themselves in a negative mindset or maybe a spiral?
I would look at a couple of things. One, what is the narrative and story you're telling yourself? Because more often than not, it's usually that of like, I'm too old, no one's gonna like me, I'm over that, right? No, when it comes to dating apps even, I met my partner on Hinge. So what changed was I became a better buyer. I stopped allowing bullshit. If you're exhausted in the dating world, one, take a break. The second thing is start to look at, how am I showing up? I can't tell you how many dating profiles I have seen from women in their 30s, and the minute I see it, I'm like, well, you wonder why you're not getting anybody. There's nothing about you. It's all about, well, I want somebody who's growth-minded. Okay, what the fuck does that mean? I want somebody that's vulnerable. Do you think someone reading that is like, that's me? No, they understand the buzzwords. I think it's also about, what is your life outside of dating? Maybe we can work on shifting some perspective shifts of, I might not have met them, but that doesn't mean I won't. My person's out there, I just haven't met them yet. I'm excited and ready for when I do. And you know what I want you to get used to? How do I want to feel when I'm with this person? That way, when you date people and it doesn't align, you're not wasting any more of your fucking time.
This is for everyone 30 years and up. If you're under 30, keep scrolling. This is why dating is so tough when you're over 30. Reason one is that when you're over 30, you don't date just to date anymore. You're dating with purpose. When we were younger, we went on dates because, you know, you were bored, or you thought the person was hot, or, you know, your friend was going on a date, so you double dated them, went on a double date just to do it, to keep your friend company. Or maybe, you know, girls want a free trip here, or they want a Gucci bag, or whatever it is. When you're younger, you date just to date. Once you hit 30, I feel like nobody dates just to date anymore. Everyone's dating with purpose. And I really do say dating with purpose, because I feel like once you're over 30, like, it's a purpose to date. Second reason, time. When you're over 30, you just don't have the free time. Like, when I was younger, I was in my late teens, early 20s, I went on dates just to go on dates. Like, just because I had the time. Like, Monday, yeah, no problem. I got no plans. Fuck it, let's go on a date. Tuesday, well, sure, why not? Wednesday, fuck, let's do it. Every night of the week, I could go on dates because I had all this free time. When you hit 30, there's like, you have like next to no free time. So that maybe one night a week that I got free, do I want to go on a date with someone I might not vibe with? Do I want to risk my one free night of the week or my one free night of the month? Especially if it's a Saturday. I very rarely have those, and I'm going to waste it? I don't know about that one. Third, and this is hands down the most important reason why dating is so hard in your 30s and when you're over 30, is that because we've all been in a handful of serious relationships. You've probably all been in like 2 or 3, maybe 4, maybe one that you really thought was like that was going to be the end. And then it didn't work out. So now you're kind of jaded and you know exactly what you want. You know exactly what you don't want. And you're also not dating just to date and you don't have that much free time. So now it's kind of like, how the hell are you supposed to date when you've got all these like criterias now? It's like, and I say this half jokingly because like, don't get me wrong, I still do like dating. I think dating is wonderful and getting to know people. It's not just about like maybe meeting the love of your life, but it's like, hey, getting to know someone. I do think that's so amazing, and no two people in the world are the same, and no matter how much you might think they are. So everybody's unique in their own way, and getting to see how someone is unique and different and amazing, even if they don't work out for you in terms of a relationship, you still made another friend. So I do think dating is amazing. But that being said, the older you get, the more difficult it becomes. And the fourth reason, just I'm going to throw in a bonus here, is that our patience for dating, once you're hit 30, is next to nothing. Like, I don't have the patience for it anymore. I'm just like, this date's probably not gonna work. I shouldn't even go. Like, I don't know. Anyways, that's my TED Talk. Currently parked in a parking lot because, yeah, I'm done with this.
The game of mating and dating shifts significantly at age 30. Age 30 is basically when the average man's sexual marketplace value exceeds the average woman's sexual marketplace value for the very first time, and it will never reverse after that point. So in their 20s, women enjoy a relative advantage in the game of mating and dating, and that advantage comes with certain privileges that, if they're exploited, make it easier to secure relationships on their terms. But if they wait until after 30, when the balance of power kind of shifts, they find that it might be surprisingly difficult to secure relationships on their terms. Now that the men become increasingly powerful after that point, they are able to more secure relationships on their terms.
Not safe for work, so we can lower the volume a little bit. I saw this trend and it was like, describe what it's like dating in your 30s. Everybody's getting super emotional and scientific with shit, and I just wanted to describe it in a simplistic way. First off, it's very easy to understand why dating is hard in your 30s. We've either been fucked over, screwed over other people, dated for the wrong reasons, or made some fucked up decisions, including myself. I made some bad decisions that people shouldn't have to deal with from my past. And in my personal opinion, it's okay that they judge me for that. Our past is to be judged. If somebody's making a decision, if they want to be with you, you can't be mad at them for asking about your past. Shit happens. We got to roll with the punches. But anyway, this is what I think dating is like in your 30s. You ready? Dating your whole life has been like a game of musical chairs. When you're in your late teens, early 20s, there's a fuck ton of chairs out there. You ain't worried about sitting down for shit. We were all walking slow and shit. We weren't worried about the music stopping. There's like a million chairs here. You ain't never gonna lose. Then you get to your mid to late 20s and the chairs get a little bit more scarce, but there's still a lot of chairs out there. Learn some lessons. You're like, well, that chair cheated on me with my best friend. That other chair has some addiction problems. That chair love bombed the shit out of me. And that chair, as good as it may look, ain't looking for commitment in any way, shape, or form. So now you start getting selective about where you're gonna sit. Not only is there fewer chairs, but you're selective about the chairs you're gonna sit on. Then our 30s hit. Where the fuck did the chairs go? Now it ain't even about being selective about the chair you're gonna sit on. Does that chair have the same values that I have for the future? So now not only are we looking for the chairs that hurt us when we sat down on them, but now we're looking for chairs that either want to not have kids, get married, not get married, have the same career and financial goals going forward. And we also got to find that chair attractive. So even though there's still some open fucking seats, now you got to walk a little bit faster and walk with a purpose. Because if we pick the wrong chair, that chair ain't gonna be there after this music stops, and I know that. The wrong chair is leaving as soon as this next round comes. And now I'm back up looking for chairs. So I'm only 30 years old, so I haven't hit dating in my 40s yet. But as you can see with the explanation I have given, that is the trajectory of where we're going. At a certain point, I feel like there's a decade where you're like, fuck it, just give me any chair. I don't even like this fucking chair, but I'll take it. I can sit down. I'm still trying to play this game. Either that or you come to peace with not even being in the game anymore. And you can leave the game and go out into the world and be like, fuck, I can sit on anything out here. A curb, a bench, the grass. I don't give a shit where I sit. I just want to sit down. But that is my best explanation about what it's like dating in your 30s. And I think it's pretty accurate.
I just need to vent because why am I always the second option? Every single time, I swear. I'm always the backup option. I'm always the option until a different option comes around. And I get it. I have a complicated life and headstrong. I have 3 kids. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a single mom with 2 baby daddies. I understand all of that. It's not an easy situation. And the ones that I, want to give me a chance, they just treat me like shit. And then the ones that I'm not interested at all, those are the ones that are like, there's some of us out here that are trying and you just aren't giving us a chance. Well, Bob, You're 67 years old. What do you want me to do? Of course I don't want to give you a chance. Yes, I'm not dating my father. What do you want from me, Mark? You're sexualizing my body before you even have a conversation with me. What do you expect from me? User 6547829118512. I don't even know your first name. Who are you? What do you look like? Of course I'm not giving you a chance. Like, let's use our brains a little bit here, guys, okay? The only people I actually give a chance are people that I've had face-to-face conversations with. Even if we haven't met in real life, we've FaceTime, we've been on the screen, we've been face-to-face with each other. You can't connect over a DM, especially if you're not even my type in the first place. I don't know who you are. We're not friends. You don't have a profile picture. Your name's not in your bio. And your username says Big Daddy Mac. Hey, can I take you out to dinner? No, who are you? Of course no woman is gonna go out on a date with you. But when you actually have a conversation or you're talking to someone and then they pick somebody else, that's when you're justified in saying, you know, I never get picked or whatever you guys want to complain about. Women don't feel safe. That's why they're not going out with you. It's not your personality. It's not that you're ugly. You haven't made her feel safe enough to go out with you. Stop blaming it on the women when it's probably your own doing. You know, I get picked second though. And I see them in person or over the phone or FaceTime. So that what does that say about me, I guess?
I recently started dating and all my friends are like, just have fun. Don't take it seriously. Like, just have fun. Just have fun? Not take it seriously? I'm sorry. Who are you women? I am checking to see if his last name works with my first name, if my monogram is weird, or if it'll look okay on a hand towel. I'm logistically trying to figure out, like, how do I get to your city? Where are we gonna live? Are you gonna vibe with, you know, my extended family? It could be the second date and I'm immediately like, is there a future here? I am not and cannot be a like, let's just have fun kind of girl. How do people date like that? I also don't have the bandwidth to date multiple people at the same time. I know some people do. I mean, how do you guys do it? I guess with someone not being in my like city, but something about it doesn't feel right to me. Like, for instance, I'm emotionally invested and I wouldn't want them to be seeing other people, you know?
I assumed I would find my husband in my 20s and be married by 30 and having kids and all that, and I'm 32 and I'm just not. But I also have viewed being in my 30s and having dated such an empowering position to be in, because you are so much more established, you're so much more clear on what it is you want, and there's so much less room for the bullshit. Feeling like someone is vetting you. Like, no, it's actually the other way around.
For so much of my life, I would find myself in these relationships and it was almost like I didn't have a choice. To your point, being in my 30s, being established, having this life experience, also having like a lot of sobriety under my belt and a lot of self-awareness around like who I am and why I am the way that I am and all of that, I'm like armed with this information. It's no longer about like, am I good enough for this person? It's like, is this what I want? How do I feel when I'm with this person? I do have a choice. Yeah, it's not about them.
You know what's something that I feel like nobody talks about that's really hard about dating in your 30s? I was just sitting here drinking my coffee on my break in between my shows and thinking about the fact that I'm 33. So more than likely, if you're around my age or in your early 30s, you've seen multiple friends or family members who are around your same age go from dating somebody to being engaged to somebody to marrying somebody to being probably multiple years into marriage, maybe even potentially having kids with that person and having multiple kids, and then being like in the depths of parenting with that person. And it's so challenging, especially if you have a lot of close friends that that you've seen go through these stages, to look at people's relationships and how strong they seem in different phases of life, and then how challenging their relationships become. So even people that you were like, oh, there are no red flags, they're super solid. Like, there's aspects where you're like, my God, like, does anybody actually like each other? Is anyone actually compatible? And I hope none of my friends see this and are offended by it. Well, there's a B. But it is so hard to watch that and then be in the stage of life where you're like making some of those decisions that feel so heavy. Like when you're saying, okay, I don't see any red flags, but look at all these other people that didn't see any red flags and look at them now. It almost makes you second guess your choices. Not that any of this has anything to do with me or anything. No, but for real, I just was thinking about that, how it's so interesting and like maybe better to be naive, but also great to have life experience. It's a double-edged sword for sure.
If I go on one more date, if I have one more encounter with a man in his early 30s telling me that what he's looking for is a hustler, that he's looking for a queen to build an empire with, to be hustling for the next 5 years, I'm officially tapping out, because what y'all don't get is us girlies in our early 30s, we've been hustling. We fell victim to the girl boss shit, and we was girl bossing for the last decade. We went to school, we started our businesses, we bought houses, we've been doing this shit on our own. We've been on our independent woman shit. And you talking to me about hustling another 5 years? My mans, I'm trying to have some babies. And you want me out here working too and hustling? You got me fucked up.
All right, you guys, I'm going on a date, so let's get ready together. I really struggle with the dating scene at this age, and there's a couple of reasons for that. First of all, myself, like I'm my own worst enemy. I do line up a date. I will literally think of every excuse under the sun not to go. I don't know whether it's my anxiety kicking in or like past relationship issues. Either way, just bail last minute every single time. So yeah. Secondly, the pool is so narrow at 39. Like, this is generalizing, but most people are married. They're onto their second or third child and just find that it's slim pickings. Another thing that I find, which is pretty common across the board, is that guys these days just do not approach you honestly. Like compared to, 5-6 years ago, men used to be so much more forward. They will come up to you, they'll chat to you, they'll ask you out for coffee. I don't find that at all. I have not been approached in, I cannot even tell you how long, over Instagram, even on the apps, like literally not at all. It's so strange. So anyway, this guy that I'm catching up with tonight is 20 years my senior, which I've always dated guys around my age. I think the oldest that I've dated is about 5 years older than me, which was my very first long-term boyfriend. I've got no issues with age, whatever. Age is just a number, as they say. But one of the main reasons why I'm catching up with this guy is that he asked me, like he literally was like, let's catch up and go out for dinner. So here we are. I actually caught up with a girlfriend over the weekend and she was telling me she's 42, that as soon as you hit 40 on the apps, like guys will not even swipe you because like you're basically past your use by date, which that kind of threw me because I was like, I feel like I'm hitting my absolute prime, Men out there, is this a thing or is that just her experiences? I don't know. Let me know. So anyway, I thought that I would start documenting my dating life a little bit more regularly. It might actually make me put myself out there a little bit more and get some tips from the single ladies out there. By the way, I'm not wearing a hoodie to the date. I'm not that out of practice, but I'm not sure what I'm going to wear yet. Might get you guys to help me with that also.
So just to make it clear, there are good women in their 30s. There are girls that are single, have never been married, don't have kids. There's no baggage. We exist.
Everyone keeps asking me what it's like to date when I live with my mom. Guys, it's the same. I'm not running a brothel over here. I go on a date, I go to drinks, I go to dinner, I come home. Should things escalate, I sleep at theirs. Bada bing, bada boom.
Okay? They're all fucking liars. They're all fucking manipulators. So just pick the rich one.
The last time I was single, I was 24 and the dating pool was everyone. And now it's like a shallow puddle of age-appropriate men who